How loud is it? How loud is it?
Ow, ow, ow! Welcome back, guys, to another edition of Looted. Today we're checking out yet another musical instrument, and today I feel like I have a chance with this one because it just requires me beating a piece of plastic, which is something I feel like I'm going to be pretty good at. Today we are checking out the Digital Drum, and I would mention the name of the company that makes this, but it doesn't seem to have a company name on it unless the company is called Speciality, which honestly, knowing China, that actually might be the case. Inside the box we get a lot of stuff. We've got an instruction manual, a cable, we've got two pedals, which I can only assume are for a bass drum sample and a hi-hat sample, but we'll soon find out. Drumsticks, aux cable, and the drum mat itself. So this is the electric drum, and let's see what we got on here. We've got a crash cymbal with tom, another tom, and another tom. We've then got a ride cymbal, we've got the snare, and we've got a hi-hat. And on the top, we've got the control panel, and you've got a few different modes. You've got kit, which changes the tone of the drums. You've got click, which starts a metronome. You've then got a demo button, which plays a demo song, and you can start and stop that by pressing the play button there. You've then got a special button there, which changes the positions of the hi-hat and the snare. And then you've got your volume buttons, and then also on the back, flip that around, you've got a few different ports. You've got an MP3 port, which allows you to input MP3s and play it through the inbuilt speaker. You then got a headphone port, so you can plug in your headphones or play it through an external speaker. Then you got a pedal port, which is obviously for the pedals. And then you got your USB port there, which is for power, but you can also play this with batteries, not included. And with that, I think that's pretty much it. Let's play some drums. I don't think this thing has an inbuilt speaker. I assumed incorrectly. At least we now know why it came with an aux cable, because it doesn't have an inbuilt speaker. So we're gonna be using this tiny old speaker, which has been kicking around the studio for ages, and I'm pretty sure it's terrible quality, but we're gonna use it anyway because we have no other option today. Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds terrible, sounds terrible. Take it back, take it back. So let's quickly check out what we've got on this mat. We've got the hi-hat, the snare, tom, tom, and tom, and the ride, and of course the crash. Take it in, Ben, because you're never going to hear anything played that well when I'm playing, that's for sure. Oh, the speaker is not handling that very well. It's just occurred to me that I completely forgot to try out the pedals. Let's quickly try these things out. Hi-hat, fair play. Oh, the speaker cannot handle that. Well, at least we now know this crappy speaker has limits. And then we've got the kit button, which changes the sound of the drum. So let's give that a go. It's a shame that this speaker's so bad because the bass drum just sounds like arse. I mean, listen to that.
Oh, I've got an idea.
Is it a complicated idea, Ben?
Only if you're an idiot.
So to give you guys a better idea of how this thing sounds, we're going to ditch the speaker entirely and we're going to run the audio from the drum straight into this audio recorder, and I'm going to listen to the audio via headphones. The only downside is that Ben won't be able to hear my beautiful drumming.
Yay!
So let's give this baby a whirl. We've got the hi-hat on my left foot, on my right foot, I've got the bass drum. All right, I think I'm ready to go. You kind of want to be a little bit higher up to play this because I'm kind of playing this with my nipples. It's not very practical. Usually you'd play your hi-hat and your snare, you know, a bit with the crossed arm. You've got the hi-hat going on, you've got the snare going on there. Can't really do that with this because yeah, it's a tad awkward because it's a tad close together. Oh, can you do the Hawaii 5-0 thing on this? Needs more cowbell. I'm just going to have a go at trying to play this while standing up because I feel like if you can get a higher angle here, it's just a little better, you know, because if you're sitting down, you're hunched over it and that's just not comfortable. Probably helps you if you can actually play the drums to begin with, admittedly. The one thing to bear in mind with this is that you don't need to hit this thing hard to make louder sounds. It makes the same amount of volume no matter how hard you hit it. It's just very tempting just to go absolutely wild on this thing when you really only just need to tap it. It makes exactly the same noise as... Got a bit out of hand.
One of the most concerning things I've seen today. Jesus, your head is big. These are actually stretched.
This is not a time to have a conversation about my gigantic head. They fit fine.
Yeah, nearly.
Stop judging me.
Jesus, your head is big.
Now, like most products we have on the channel, it is not without its flaws. Obviously, it's a very small drum kit, so it's kind of awkward to play. You do have to sort of assume the raptor position just to be able to hit all the drums. The pedals, though they do work, are kind of stiff and do sound kind of gross. Having the drum kit's volume on the highest setting does make the bass drum sound like absolute hot garbage, but just turning it down a little bit does fix the issue. It's a shame that it doesn't have its own inbuilt speaker, which is something I honestly expected it to have. It just makes it less of a toy and a gadget that you can get out and have a quick play with, and more of a serious piece of recording equipment, which we all know it's really not. It's a very, very simple piece of kit. It's a good piece of fun, and if you have never played a drum before, maybe this would be a good introduction, though honestly, you can't beat just playing a drum kit. That's the best way of actually learning, because you know, that's actually how a drum looks. And with that, I think that's going to be it for another edition of Looted. If you like this video, hit like. If you really like this video, hit subscribe. We've got more videos on the way. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I've even got my own personal Twitter, which you can follow me on there. We've also got a Patreon page and a Discord server. If you want to check out those, links in the description. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Play me out, boys. That was far less cool than I expected.